So during the pandemic, I've been stuck at home. I've been looking into more things, how to make my life more productive and more intentional, less clutter as well. Over time, I've keep on looking at videos after videos, and one of them that I come across is Boox. It's actually a company that sells ebooks on note-taking devices like this one, also e-readers. So for today, I want to talk about this 10.3 Go that I purchased at the beginning of the year. I just want to archive and share with you guys on how I actually use this device. How's my experience? Is it going to be useful? Is it worth it to get one? So let's get into it. This is a 10.3 inch ebook reader. It is only black and white. They do have colors as well, but based on my use case and experience, I think this black and white is more than enough on the things that you might want to use a note-taking device for. Number one, if you're into note-taking or reading or annotating any of your reading materials, I think this is very useful for you. This kind of devices is very niche. Of course, with this kind of title of being a niche product, it may cost a little bit of a hefty price tag. In Singapore itself, I got this from a local seller. I got this for 639 Singaporean dollars, which is very, very expensive for a device like this, which I have never used before. A lot of thoughts this has to come to place before purchasing this kind of really expensive devices. So here are some of the things that you might want to know. Number one, it is very, very thin. Look at that. It is fairly thin and it's very light. It's around 375 grams from what I remember. And like I said before, it is only black and white, which I think it's more than enough, honestly. It's very much like reading a book. For example, if I go to Libby app. So if you go to Libby and just read any of their books, you can see it's pretty okay with just black and white color. If you take an actual book, well, what do you think? I think it's pretty good. I used to have the color version, which is a smaller version of books with the same note-taking and reading capability, and it is a lot chunkier, it is a lot heavier, and you can see the difference with the front light of the device, and it doesn't have that kind of the feeling of reading a book because of the light is really on your face. But I kind of prefer reading it this way. So but that is kind of one of the cons of having a black and white. It doesn't have a front light, so you cannot read this in the dark or in a dim setting. So additionally, as you can see, we can enter Libby because this whole OS is actually Android. So you can download any apps that you want from the Google App Store. You can download any of your reading apps, any of your note-taking apps. So that is kind of very useful for books, which I kind of prefer compared to like a remarkable note-taking app where they don't have that kind of feature. The battery, this thing can last a really, really long time. I have 99% battery right now because I charged it yesterday. But the last time I charged before yesterday was, I'm not even too sure when's the last time I charged it, maybe like a couple of months ago, because I've not been using it for quite a while. Even if you don't use it that much, it can really last you for like a month or so. But if you use it every day, of course the usage and the battery will be draining in variation as well. But the bottom line is this thing can last you for a long, long time. So besides from reading from this device, of course, note-taking, this is the pen that it comes with. It has a nice texture on the side. So when you use it for note-taking, I usually use it with their own note-taking app. So for example, I have my habit tracker in here. One of the things that I use this for is to do some habit tracking. This is something I've been trying to do for a couple of months now. Just to give you an example of what I do, We do have some different templates on note-taking app. Currently I have the grid template. You can choose right here for the template. So they have a lot of different options that you can choose from. I would usually use it for my tracking. I would have the date 1 to 31st on the side. So I would have my habits on here, and then I would mark it if I did any of the habits, the number of steps I have in a day, and my sleep score and things like that. So this is just one of the things that I use it for, or one of the reasons that I really wanted to get one in the beginning was because I was studying Japanese. So when you're studying Japanese, you really need to practice your hiragana, katakana. So this is one of the good things of having this kind of device, is that you can do some note-taking or practice on a paper. So when you write it, of course, it's still a device, it's not a paper, but the feeling is completely different from writing on your iPad per se, because I also have my iPad with a paper texture like screen protector, but I really still prefer writing on this device. The scratch of it, I don't know if you can hear it, is really good, and the response, look at that. I think that is really good for me. People always complain about the ghosting. To me, that actually, I kind of like it, because that is kind of one of the quirks of having note-taking apps like this. Even if you're using a paper, when you erase something, there will always be like a ghosting of what you wrote. Somehow to me, I kind of have the similar experience. So when you write, they do have different options of pens on top. So we have like this brushes, different colors. Okay, for these different colors, if you have a black and white device like this, you will not be able to see what color it is unless you use a PDF file, and then you do some annotation on that PDF file. So you write some words, and then you go back to the PDF on your computer or your iPad, and the color will come out there. That is something kind of noticed when I was studying. One of the key features that I really love about this device. So for example, I wrote a word. But hey, people say, oh, it's a wrong spelling. So I want to delete it. So instead of pressing this eraser, I would be just striking it off like this, and it will disappear. So that is one of the features that you can definitely use when you're doing annotation or taking notes, and you can just delete it just like that. Of course, using this kind of device, there's a lot of pros and cons. One of the pros that is really number one for me is that it is very portable and is very light. You can easily put it inside your bag, carry it around between your arms, from meeting to meeting, from classes to classes, or for any of your reading. But of course, the cons of it is very expensive. So one of the things that really made me think for a very long time is, what is my usage of this device? How am I going to use it? Am I going to use it every day, every week, every month only? So that is something you really need to think about if you want to buy this kind of device, because number one, it is very expensive, even though it is only black and white. Is it worth to get one for myself? Or am I just getting it because of the hype around it? That is one of the things that I was thinking about when I was getting this kind of device. But then again, when you think about it, this device is really your all-in-one device. You have your reading device, you have your note-taking device, you can browse on the internet or read without any strain for your eyes. This kind of device are very slow refresh rate, meaning when you swipe to the left and right, it takes a while. When you press this button, it takes a while to load up. It is not as fast, as snappier as any other normal tablets out there. So this has a lot of patience to really use this, because number one, I think most of us are not used to having any e-ink devices in our lives, and we're not used to that kind of slow refresh rate. So it takes a lot of patience to really get used to using this kind of devices. And another one is that this is not good for videos or any kind of multimedia kind of consumption. So if you're gonna use this for YouTube or any other kind of website that has videos or pictures, even if it's colored picture, it looks kind of wonky. If you want more videos or pictures with this device, I don't think this is gonna be a good device for you. And another one is that the screen is fragile. If you watch any of my videos here, I do have this is the Boox Palma 2. As you can see, it has a decked pixel in there because my resin coaster just fell on it and there's a ding. You can see that ding. It is very fragile, so you must use it with a cover that they provided. There is no front light. Again, if you're reading or note-taking in a dimly lit environment or in a dark, this is not the device for you. There is no front light in here, so you need a light source to really use this. There is also one thing, ongoing hype about being productive, less distraction. I need a longer battery. This is kind of the device that you would need. This has less distraction, and this also, the battery in this is crazy. The battery life is really high. So of course it depends on how much you use it, but it will last you longer than any of your iPads. If you're looking for any tablet or device that would give you any of the things that you're looking for, yeah, then get this device. But if you're looking for something that is kind of colored and you want it more snappier, faster, then this is probably not the good buy for you. If you're into videos, pictures, and also reading in the dark, then this is probably not the good thing for you. But beyond all of these cons, if you want to have a different experience, completely different feature from any other tablets out there, then I think this is going to be a good deal for you. You just have to be more careful with it, more intentional on how you want to use it, because yet again, this is really, really expensive. Think about it wise in the long run, and you're very intentional on how you use this thing. I think this is going to be really useful for you in terms of work, in terms of creative, in terms of your own personal note-taking, journaling, anything that you want to use it for. This is really good for you. That is kind of how I see this Boox 10.3 Go. This is the experience I have with this device, and I hope that you enjoy this video. Take notes of all of this information. And what do you think? Would you get one for yourself, or do you have one? If you have one, how do you use it? What other things do you use it for? If you want to find out more information, more details, I do write sometimes on my Substack, which is in the link in the description below. Until then, to our next video, I'll see you soon. Bye!